Hello, gentlemen. I'm going to take the liberty of doing the troop total video now, as opposed to waiting to the very end of the turn because I got some things I have to do. I just finished UK's turn for Rob, so Italy is next, and then after that it'll be Anzac. The French are just going to take two infantry and load them onto the two American transports that are currently holding two American mechanized units. So let's get this done now, and then I'll post it, and we'll be all set. Like I said, this is prior to Italy taking its turn, and Anzac and France. So, starting C-Zone 64, we have a cruiser, one, two, three transports. I'm sorry, three destroyers, three subs, one, two, three transports. In Central America, there are one, two, three infantry and two tanks. There's a shameful naval base placed in southwest Mexico as well. Up in 123, we have five American transports, four infantry, three tanks, one artillery, and one AA unit. In London, there is an industrial complex with 5 damage points on it, and there's 3, 4, 5 AA pieces, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 infantry, 1 mech, 2 fighters, 2 infantry for France, 3 infantry for the US, 3 tanks. In C-Zone 110, there are 2 British destroyers, 3, 4, 5 British transports, 3, 4, 5 American transports, 2 mechanized units out to sea, 1, 2 destroyers, 1 cruiser, 1 battleship, 3 carriers, 3 fighters on board as well. There's a cruiser, a destroyer, and an American sub in 91. In Gibraltar, there are 4 American infantry, 2 mechanized units, 1 AA, 1 British tank, 2 British infantry, 1 British artillery. There's a American infantry in Algeria, 1 mechanized unit for Italy. In Tunisia, Malta hasn't changed and never will. Egypt, there's 1 tank, 2 Anzac infantry, 2 British artillery, 1 French infantry, 1 British fighter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 British infantry, and an AA gun. And down here we have in 71 the transport, 1 infantry, and 1 mech. French West Africa was retaken by the British. There's 1 infantry there. That's all of Africa. And let's go Normandy. 1 American infantry. Holland, 1 American infantry. France has 4 Germans plus 4 German artillery. There are 3 Italian artillery, 1 infantry, 1 tank, and 2 AA pieces. Northern Italy has 5, 6, 7 Italian infantry. Western Germany has 10, 11, 12, 16, 17 Italian infantry, 2 German AA, 2 fighters, 1 TAC, 1, 2, 3, 4 artillery pieces. Denmark has 2 infantry. Norway has 2 British infantry. Let's see. Berlin, 1 mechanized, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 infantry, 3 fighters, 3 TACs. Might as well go to Rome. 2 infantry, 1 artillery, 3 fighters, 2 AA pieces. In C-Zone 95, there are 2 cruisers, 1 battleship, 1 destroyer, 2 transports, 3 subs, 2 empty carriers, one of which is Italian, 1 is German, and there's also a German battleship there. Albania still has an infantry and a tank. There's a factory and an airbase in Romania. Ukraine has 2 strap bombers for Japan, 1 for Germany, 2 artillery, 1 infantry. The Russians are in Poland. They have 1 infantry. They're in eastern Poland with 2 artillery. They're in Baltic states with 1 infantry. Leningrad has 3, 4, 5 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 AA piece, 4 infantry in Karelia. The Germans have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 infantry in Finland. Bryansk, 7 infantry. Russia, a fighter, a factory with 5, 6 damage on it, maybe more. I'm not sure about that. I'm at a lost track. They also have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 infantry. Samara, 2 infantry, 1 fighter. Stalingrad, 3 infantry, 1 mechanized unit. The Caucasus was just retaken by the British with 1 man. Northwest Persia has a tank and a mechanized unit. Persia has 3 men, 1 strat bomber, 1 tactical bomber, 1 transport out to sea in Sea Zone 80. Iraq has a mechanized unit and 4 infantry for Britain. Sea Zone 80 has a transport, 2 subs, 2 cruisers, 1 destroyer, 1 battleship, 1 carrier with a TAC and a mech upon it. In Calcutta, there are 2 fighters, 1 TAC, 4 infantry, and a Anzac strategic bomber. Burma, Britain just moved into there with 2 AA pieces, 1 artillery, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 infantry. Shan State has a man and a tank. Malaya, 1 tank, 2 TACs, 1 tactical bomb. 1 tank, 2 mechanized units, 1 tactical bomber, 1 fighter, a sub in the Sea Zone 37. Sumatra has a man and a tank, as does Java. Celebes has a man and an infantry and a destroyer in 44. The Americans have a sub in 56. In Sea Zone 35, there's a battleship, 2 carriers, each with a TAC and a fighter upon it. There's a cruiser, a destroyer, and a transport. On Philippines itself, there's a TAC and 3 fighters. Palau Islands, 1 man. Caroline Islands, 2 carriers, 3 fighters, and 1 TAC aboard. In Caroline Islands itself, there are 2 tactical bombers, 3 men, 1 artillery, 1 AA piece. In Sea Zone 35, there's a sub, a destroyer, a cruiser, a battleship, 3 transports, and we already discussed the 2 carriers there. Sea Zone 19, there's a transport and 2 men in Okinawa. That strikes me as odd. We'll have to check that with Rob. Yunnan has a mechanized unit, and Kui Chau has a tank. Saying he has 1 infantry, 1 fighter, 1 tactical bomber. Soyun has a battle that I didn't get the conclusion to. I'm going to assume the Chinese are dead and there's a tank and a mech there. However, that mech might be dead if he rolled successfully. Kangsu 1, 2 mechanized units. Manchuria has 1 infantry, 1 AA piece, 1 artillery. Korea has 2 tanks, 1 infantry. Amur has some Japanese 3, 4, 5 infantry and 4 artillery pieces. Briata has 11 infantry and 2 AA pieces. The American bomber died there, and I don't want to talk about it. There's Japan. We have in Sea Zone 6 2 destroyers, in 16 1 destroyer. There are 3 AA pieces and a strat bomber. Iwo Jima 1 man. Hawaiian Islands 1 infantry. No, make that 2 infantry. 1 AA piece, 1 artillery. Solomon Islands, an American destroyer in 49. A American sub in 56. A Anzac destroyer in 61. A tank, 2 men, 1 artillery, and 1 AA piece in South Australia. 2 infantry in Queensland with 2 American fighters. Sea Zone 54 has a Anzac sub. A cruiser for America, a carrier with a fighter and a TAC, 2 destroyers, and a sub. In 62, there's a cruiser, a destroyer, a sub, and a transport. 1 man in New Zealand. Let's get on up here. Alaska has an AA piece and a mechanized unit. San Francisco has a mechanized unit. Out to sea in Sea Zone 10, there are 2 destroyers, 3 subs, 1 carrier, 1 fighter, 1 transport. That's the whole wide world. All right, gentlemen. Hope you have a great day.